Okay. All right, we're recording. Thank you everyone for coming to our Eat Well cooking class. So our class has been inspired by this amazing book called Eat Well, Nourishing Everyday Foods. And today is all about cooking, nourishing food for your body, so you look awesome inside and out. Now that we're all coming out of hibernation, summer is just around the corner. This is when we start focusing on feeling great. So, and this book has amazing recipes that will help you do that. And so we're going to start off with Carolyn, who is going to make tom yum soup, and she says it's really yummy. So no wonder it's called tom yum soup. Then I will show you how to make cauliflower fried rice, because it's currently one of my favorites. Ilham is going to show you how to make zoodles with broccoli pesto. And then we'll have myself again showing how to make Vietnamese jackfruit rice paper rolls. So if you're like me and had never heard of jackfruit, you're going to learn something new tonight. Valentina is going to show us how to make crunchy seeded broccoli. Then we've got Elia, who's going to make her favorite turmeric latte. Valentina again making the avocado dressing, which will go really well with the crunchy seeded broccoli. Mary's going to show us something really yummy for dessert, which is a breakfast, or it can be dessert, mango muesli. And Tamara's going to finish off with a really yummy snack, which is the hazelnut crunch bliss balls. Okay, so we're going to get started with Carolyn. You there? I haven't even checked if Carolyn's on. You there, Carolyn?
Sorry, technology.
You scared me there for a moment.
I thought I'd hang out.
Over to you.
Thank you. Well, welcome everyone. So we're going to cook tom, and I call it tom yum yum because it's really, really good. Again, so we're on cookie dough, and I've got it up. So we're going to start, and sorry, I was going through the recipe before. Okay, so technology night tonight, Sandra. 1 minute. All right, I'll get it another way. Sorry, guys. It's not liking me tonight. I think it says that I've cooked it too many times. Tom yum. Here we go. Let's go a different way. It's not liking me, Sandra.
Hey, Carolyn, whilst you get that sorted, I can start with my dish if you like.
Yeah. It's stuck. I'm good. It's come up. All right. So we need 30 grams of olive oil. So we'll just put that in. 2 teaspoons of dried chili flakes. This is something that I always have in my spice rack. Again, if you don't like it too spicy, you can just adjust the chili to your liking. So that's all good. 1 to 2 long chilies, red chilies. I'm just putting 1, and I have taken the seeds out of it because I do like to live on the edge, but not too much. So I've de-seeded it. If you like it with the seeds, you can just leave them in. And 1 garlic clove. So we'll pop that in too. We're going to chop them up. 5 seconds. So 5 seconds worth, and we have chopped, which is really good for chili because it gets on your fingers, and then if you rub your eyes, it can be quite lethal. So we've scraped down the mixing bowl, And now we're going to cook it. Just saute it. So it's already programmed. So I've got 4 minutes. Sandra, did you want to start yours?
Yep, I'll start mine. Okay, so I'm just going to move screens. Okay, can everyone hear me? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to start with the cauliflower fried rice, because it's not actually fried. So this is a really healthy low-carb dish that can easily replace your normal fried rice. So what we're going to do first, we're going to steam our eggs. So, and this is going to be steamed in the Varoma, and I've lined the Varoma tray with this. And you can buy these sheets from a mix shop, and they're the perfect size for the Varoma. And you can get these solid sheets, but you can also get the perforated ones as well, depending what you're doing. Obviously with this, I'm going to use the solid sheets, and I'm going to, and basically it's just Varoma temperature. You put 500 mils of water on speed 2. So I'm going to pop that in the Thermomix behind me. These are the new Varoma lids that are coming with the new Thermomixes. So if you've recently ordered a Thermomix and you're about to receive it, you'll most probably receive this new lid, which is the same color as the Varoma. It's not see-through like the others, but it is a more, I guess, tough material. I can't think of a better word. But yeah, I'll just pop this in the back. That'll take 10 minutes, and then we'll come back to pop that there. Okay, speed 2. Okay, so I think Caroline still won't be ready. So whilst that's steaming and that's happening, we can move over to Ilham.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Yeah? Okay. So I'm making the zoodles with broccoli pesto today. And again, like Sandra was saying with hers, it's like a replacement for your pasta. So if you're no longer eating like pastas or carbs or whatever, this is like a side dish you can use in to replace that. So we'll just click on start cooking, and it says to add 1 garlic, which I've got there. Next, 50 grams of broccoli broken into florets. Next, 20 grams of blanched almonds. And then 30 grams of Parmesan cheese. I just cut them into like 3 centimeter cubes. And then 80 grams of grapeseed oil. Just measure that in. Oops. 80 grams, spot on. And then 1.5 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. Whoops. That's it. And then 2 to 3 sprigs of fresh basil, the leaves only. Okay, putting on our lid. And then speed 7 for 10 seconds. Okay, so that was the pesto, pretty much done. And all I've got to do is put it in a mixing bowl. And then I'll put it in a big bowl right now before we continue. And I'll just add 500 grams of water to the bowl. Which I'll actually do right now. It says to clean and dry the bowl, but time to clean a bowl, I don't. So I just put the water into the bowl. I actually forgot to get my jug of water ready, but I know where 500 ml is, 500 gram is, so just open, sort of guesstimate. And I've already used a spiralizer for my zucchini and my carrots. I've already done that. But if you don't have a spiralizer, you can just use a veggie peeler. And all you do, oops, what am I doing? All you do is take the carrot and then use a vegetable peeler and just do that, and you get them in ribbons, and you can use the ribbons as your like tagliatelle zoodles, and then you just secure the lid, and that's going to go for 8 seconds of aroma, speed 1. And if you think that it needs more time, just add an extra minute or 2, and then that's it. So we'll come back after about 8 minutes, Sandra, or actually 2 minutes of resting after it's done. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Ilham. I think Carolyn would be ready now, yeah?
Okay.
I certainly am. So that's now finished. And you can see it's hot. And we've cooked that in there. And the smell is already starting to just take over. It's beautiful. So 5 centimetre galangal. So I couldn't find galangal. I did search high and wide, but I couldn't find it. If you can't find it, it's okay. Just use ginger. That's a replacement. So I've just cut it into little rounds. And again, it doesn't really matter because we will drain all this out later. So it doesn't matter if they're quite big, just to get the flavour through. So we put that through. And 1 echalot. So that's these ones. You'll find them in Woolies, your fruit shop. They're quite easy to find. 1 teaspoon of tamarind paste. Again, this is just in Woolworths. I found it, I think it was in the Asian section, the international section in Woolworths. It doesn't really have a smell, but that's okay. Because the shrimp paste has the smell to make up for it. It's really stinky. So that's just this one. I found that in Woolworths. And all we want is half a teaspoon of this one. Packet that I had opened. So just half a teaspoon of that because it is quite strong. Trust me, you don't taste it once it's cooked. The smell's quite strong. And so now we're going to cook that again. Mix it together, or chop it at 10 seconds. So it will go up gradually because it is at 80 degrees still, so it won't go chopping straight away. It will do it gradually, so it's not going to risk flicking anything up to burn. So that's now done, and we can have a look. And it's chopped it up. From there, we'll scrape it down. One tablespoon of fish sauce. And all these flavours together are just so good. I do buy this. I used to buy it from the takeaway Thai shop, but I won't be buying it from the Thai shop anymore when I know how easy it is to make. So 2 stalks of fresh lemongrass. So I've just washed them and chopped them up roughly. And 1,000 grams of water. We'll pop that in. And I'm a bit short. And you could, if you wanted to, you could actually increase the amount of water as long as you don't go over your maximum limit. You could put, say, another 200 mils in there if you wanted to get a little bit more. juice. 2 teaspoons of chicken stock. This is the chicken stock that I actually made at our last cooking class, our basic cooking class. And it's really easy to make and so good. And this is, I've just pulled this straight from the freezer, and it's, for those who haven't made stock before, it doesn't freeze solid because the salt content in it. So you don't need to worry about freezing it separately. 10 fresh kaffir lime leaves. So these I've just torn just so that it releases the flavour. And 2 tablespoons of lime juice. You could use lemon if you don't have limes, that's fine. So I bought green prawns, whole green prawns, and I've just deshelled them and taken the heads off. So we're going to put all that in to our soup for our flavour. And then we shall cook it 18 minutes at 100 degrees, and that's going to cook on reverse.
Okay, I'll see you in 10 minutes. Oh, 18 minutes you said, sorry. Okay, so my my omelette is almost steamed, so it's actually done. I'll show you what that looks like. You can use your aroma tray as a lid, by the way, guys, so it doesn't drip everywhere. And there's our omelette there, ready to go. So we're going to do the rest of that cauliflower. I'll just pop that aside. You guys can hear me, right? Yeah, you can. Okay, good. Okay, so now we're going to add some ginger. So 2.5 pieces of ginger. That's probably a lot more, but I never know how to measure ginger. 2 garlic cloves. All right, 180 grams of brown onion. Okay. Oh my goodness, that was almost 180 grams. 12 sprigs of coriander. There we go. In there, stalks and everything. And 100 grams of capsicum. Roughly 100 grams. And we're going to pop the lid on, and we are going to chop it for 4 seconds on speed 5. Oops. Okay. All right, there we go. Oh, that smells so good. All right, so because that's going to be eventually mixed inside with our cauliflower. But now we're just going to give this a really nice saute with some beautiful coconut oil that I got from locally from a farm. What's it called? Plant. Oh, jeez. Oh, the name will come to me. But if you're local, if you're in the southwest Sydney area, you've got to go to this farm. They sell amazing produce, all organic. Mary on the chat, you know who I'm talking about.
Field to Feast.
Field to Feast, exactly. Look them up. They're amazing. Okay, so now we're going to add 100 grams of fresh shiitake mushrooms that we just cut in half. And we're going to saute this all together. So let me just see. So for 10 minutes on speed 1. So whilst that's happening, we are going to move along to Ilham. How are you going?
Perfect timing, because mine just, but I need to rest mine for 2 minutes though. It needs to drain for a little bit, but I'll show you guys what. So obviously whenever you open your varroa, away from you, steamed up your face, and then use your tray. I'm sure most of you know this already, but I thought, why not? And then use your tray to, and then I'll just pick up my laptop, and that's what it looks like. So it just needs to drain for about 1 to 2 minutes, and then I'll mix it all up with the pesto over there. Sandra, I don't know if you want to go to someone else, or, and I'll just mix it up and show you the end product in the end.
Sorry, Ilham, I missed that. I was doing something.
This has to drain for about 2 minutes, And then I've got to just mix it up. So that's me. That's the end product done. So I can just show you in the end what it looks like mixed with the pesto.
Okay, all right, we'll do that. We'll get back to you soon.
Awesome.
Okay, all right, well, let's see. Oh, me. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make Vietnamese jackfruit rice paper rolls. So to me, jackfruit was something that I had never heard of before, and did a bit of research, and it's actually, it looks like this in a can. So you can get this from your Asian grocery store. Make sure you get the young green jackfruit in brine. Now, this is used a lot in vegetarian and vegan cooking because with the spices that we're going to add to this, and it's actually, we're going to make it taste like pulled pork or pulled chicken, or because it actually has the consistency of pulled pork or shredded chicken, which is really interesting. So, and I had a look at the nutritional facts. So it's got almost no fat, it's got very low carbs, it's got no sugars, and it's high in vitamins. I can't remember which ones now, but yeah, like it's a great alternative for meat. I'm going to show you what it looks like once it comes out of the oven, because it does need to go to the oven for a bit. So let me just grab the recipe. Okay, so it's called Vietnamese jackfruit rice paper rolls. Okay, we're going to start a new recipe. All right. Okay, so we're just going to add garlic clove. All right, so 1 garlic clove in there. 3 shallots. I don't have shallots and I never buy shallots, so I sort of guess, well, how, you know, the quantity in a purple onion, basically. So 3 would probably be that. Because the purple onion is quite mild anyway, so it is a good substitute. Just grab that. And now we're just going to chop that for 3 seconds on speed 5. Okay. So that bowl is hot, that's why it's taking a while. But there's our chopped onion and garlic, the purple onion. We're going to add peanut oil. So 2 teaspoons of peanut oil. And now we're going to saute that for 3 minutes. Okay. On speed 1. So whilst that's sauteing, we're going to go back to Ilham.
Yeah, and that's me. The zoodles are done, so I'm just stirring them through the pesto through the zoodles, and it's absolutely delicious as a side dish, or you can have it as a main if you add some like chicken stirred through it and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's it. Fish, chicken, whatever you want.
Okay, thanks Ilham. And if you like it raw, I've also had this raw, and it's also really nice, very crunchy. And you can, yeah, like Ilham was saying, you can throw in some, you know, shredded chicken, leftover chicken. You can, yeah, mix through it, and it's really, really delicious. If you don't like broccoli, there's a really good recipe on Cookie-Do to do spinach pesto, which is also really, really nice, and you don't get that strong flavor at all, but it's just absolutely delicious, that one. Okay, so I'm going to continue with this recipe here. And now I'm going to add the jackfruit. So jackfruit, it looks like this. It looks really pale and not that exciting, but you strain it, and then you just, and then you just put it into the bowl. So it's roughly 300 grams after straining. It doesn't have to be exactly. Now I'm going to add half a teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice. It's a bit of a strange ingredient for this, but it works really well in the end. Now we're going to chop this up a little bit, more like a shred. Oh no, sorry, we're going to cook it. That's after. For 3 minutes on 100 degrees, speed 2. So whilst that's happening, I've got 2 going on at the same time. It's the beauty of having 2 machines. Okay. Oh, talking about 2 machines, we'll talk about the friend later. Okay, so we're going to move to Valentina, who's going to the crunchy seeded broccoli.
Hi guys, so today I'm making the crunchy seeded broccoli. So I'll just get that started. Okay, so we need to, essentially need to preheat the oven. So I've got my oven ready going. And then line your baking tray, and I've already done that as well. So we're going to chop 40 grams of parmesan. So the parmesan needs to be cut into 2-centimeter cubes. We'll just pop that in there. Just a bit over. 1 tablespoon of sunflower seeds. 1 tablespoon of linseeds or flax seeds. Sorry, my little one was just in the kitchen just then. Sorry about that. 20 grams of coconut flour. And then 1 tablespoon of sumac. So sumac, you can get this from, you can't find this in the supermarket, but you can get it from the like the Green Valley Spices or like your fruit markets, and they comes in a little packet. A tablespoon of that. So now we're going to mix that up. Ten for 5 seconds. I'll just show you what that looks like after we've blitzed it. So that's it there. So now it says to add 2 tablespoons of dukkha. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I actually made my own today. So there's a recipe on Cookie Do, which you can find. It's so easy to make as well. So we'll just add 2 tablespoons of that. And this is optional too, by the way. So if you don't like it, you don't have to add it in. 2 tablespoons. Just going to mix that up as well. So that's going to be on speed 2, reverse, for 3 seconds. So that mixture's already done. I'll show you that. That's the mixture there. So we'll just transfer that into the bowl. So this is what we're going to use to coat the broccoli. Okay. So you need, so what you also need to do is you need to prepare 2 eggs, lightly beaten, and then you need to have 350 grams of broccoli. And then, so what we're going to do then is we're going to dip the actual broccoli florets just in the egg mixture. So it's all coated in the egg mixture. Then we'll just dip it into the seeded mixture. Make sure it's all coated. So once you've done that with all your broccoli, then you just lightly spray the broccoli with a bit of olive oil spray, and then pop it in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, turning it halfway. And when it's done, these have just come out of the oven just now. So they're the seeded broccoli, crunchy seeded broccoli. And this, as Sandra mentioned earlier, it does go well with the avocado dressing, which I'll be making later on.
Thanks so much, Valentina. So we'll come back to you for the dressing. Fabulous. Okay, well, I have both Thermomixes ready now. So I'm just going to go back to the cauliflower fried rice now. And so so we've just sauteed, it was the capsicum, the mushrooms, the ginger, the garlic, all of that. And now we're just going to pop that into a thermoserver to keep it warm. This is actually going to be mixed through the cauliflower. So, so it gives it just a absolutely delicious flavour. Can you see that there? Yeah, okay. All right, so now the recipe says to clean and dry mixing bowl. I'm not going to bother, to be honest, because it's all going to be mixed together anyway. So just going to pop the bowl there. I'm going to add another tablespoon of coconut oil. Okay, and all right, and now we're going to add the 400 grams of cauliflower cut into florets, which I have here, and also 200 grams of Brussels sprouts. Okay, so I'm going to pop it all in there, and now we're going to chop it up into rice. So 2 seconds, I'll probably add a bit more on speed 5. So we're going to grate it. And then you have a look at the consistency and you see if you want it more fine or if you're happy with it chunky. So that's why it only does 2 seconds first. But I'm actually really happy with that because that is a really good consistency there for me. Then, and I'm not a Brussels sprout fan, but this, because it's chopped up quite finely and it's going, we're going to put in the reserved egg strips, okay, that I've already just cut up with the knife. I'm going to put in there, then we're going to give it a light saute and then we're going to mix everything together. And the flavour is amazing. In there. Okay, and so that's just gonna saute for 6 minutes on 100 degrees on reverse speed 1. Okay, so whilst that's happening, I'm gonna continue with our with our jackfruit rice paper rice. Okay, so basically that's just sauteed and it looks really unappealing right now. We're going to add some hoisin sauce. And if you want this recipe to be gluten-free, you can find the gluten-free hoisin sauce. A tablespoon of tamari. Now, I'm always substituting stuff, and if you guys have been to my classes, you'll know that I'm always replacing ingredients. Tamari is the same as soy sauce, but tamari is a gluten-free version. So I'll just use soy sauce because I usually have that on hand. When I get tamari, it just runs out too quickly. A tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. Oh, yeah, just enough. And a tablespoon of tomato paste. Okay, and then that's going to cook. Oh, and this is sriracha, which is basically a chili paste. I've got sambal or leek, it's the same. So I did research and it's a great substitute. So if you don't like it spicy, don't add this. If you like it really spicy, add it all. Okay, thanks Carolyn. Okay, and our root starch. So we want a teaspoon. This will just help it bind it together. And now that's just going to cook for 3 minutes. And I know Carolyn is ready to go. So over to you, Carolyn.
Thanks, Sandra. Okay, so that's finished. And this just smells so good. I am so hungry. So that's all now cooked. So what we're going to do now is just strain off the excess. So I've just put a fine sieve just over the top of the thermo server and just strain all that off. Whoop, without trying not to waste too much of it. That's why I said before, it doesn't really matter about your thickness because it's all going to get strained out anyway. So I'll just get that bit of lemongrass, it doesn't want to come out. Okay. And we'll put that back on. So now we're going to add about 450 grams of the raw peeled prawn. So that's just what I've had from before. Next, 230 grams of mushrooms, and you just chop them into quarters, or if you get small ones, you can make them whole. And the reserve liquid. So we're going to pour that back in. I don't want to waste any of it. Okay, so then now that's going to cook away for 5 minutes. And we'll come back for the last parts.
Okay, thanks, Carolyn. All right, so I've still got, oh, no, I'm ready to go here with the jackfruit. Okay. So this is actually ready, and it already looks like pulled pork. Can you see that? All right. So this is actually going to go in the oven for 10 minutes. And you should have your oven turned on. The recipe does say to turn it on, but I forgot. But anyway, I've got some pre-made stuff for you. So what you do is just pop it on a tray with some baking paper. It smells amazing, actually. Like from what we started off with that really bland jackfruit to this. Okay, so what you do is spread it out on a tray quite thinly, and you're going to cook this for 10 minutes, and then we're going to mix it and cook it for another 10 minutes, and then we'll let it cool down, and then it's ready for our filling. Okay, so just like that. Okay, and then that goes in the oven for 10 minutes. Luckily, I've already made some for you, and I'm going to show you how to assemble the rice paper rolls. Okay, so when I first made rice paper rolls, I had to do a bit of Googling because I had no idea how this works. But they're actually quite easy. So when you know a few tips. So let me just grab my ingredients. Okay, so I've got here filling for our rice paper rolls, and you can fill with a lot of different things that you like. So basically I've got here some cucumber in matchsticks, some carrot as well in matchsticks, some spring onion, and some bean sprouts there. I've also got some lettuce here. Okay. I'll just stop that one. Got some lettuce, and I've got here what the finished product looks like of the jackfruit pulled pork. And I gave this to my mum to taste, and she thought it was some sort of protein, but couldn't really say if it was chicken or pork. So that was a thumbs up for me. So that's what it looks like. All right, so what you do, you just assemble have your ingredients there ready. I'm just trying to put them so you can see. Rice paper, so you can get this from your Asian store. They've got this size, but they've also got larger ones. I regretted not getting the larger ones. They're less fiddly to roll. The smaller ones are a bit more fiddly. So you just get a bowl with warm water. Just got to make sure it's warm. And just wet your plate a little bit. Don't soak it. It's just a little bit. Just wait until this water comes out warm. Here we go. All right. And then there's a few tricks to this. Oh, and also some noodles as well. So some vermicelli, I don't know how to say it, noodles. Okay, so that's already been cooked, and that just cooks in 2 minutes. So with your rice paper, you grab one. Oops, here we go. So grab one, and then you just dip it in the water, but just a very quick dip. You can't do more than that. And then let it so all the water comes off, and then just pop it on a plate like that. And then grab about a teaspoon of our pulled pork. All right. And then just put whatever fillings you like. So I'm going to put the cucumber, the carrot, the bean sprouts. Be careful with the bean sprouts because they can puncture the rice paper. And our noodles, like that, and a bit of lettuce as well. You can put coriander if you like coriander. I haven't put coriander because I've got my daughter who's not a big fan. And then what you do is you roll up the sides as such, like that. You roll. Okay. And there we go, a rice paper roll. So then you can dip this in any kind of sauce that you like. You can make a dipping sauce. Carolyn, I can't see messages on there, sorry. That one popped up too quick. Do you guys want me to do one to show you? Or are you happy with that one? Yeah, I'll just do one more, okay?
Another one, please.
Another one, okay, no worries. All right, so you grab your rice paper, very quick dunk in warm water. It's got to be very quick, and then you got to give it a shake to get rid of the excess water. Pop it on your plate, okay? Grab your jackfruit or your pulled pork. Look, if you didn't have this and you wanted chicken or tofu, some shredded chicken, you definitely can. This is great to do with like leftover. If you do san choy bao and you have leftover meat, do rice paper rolls. Amazing. Okay? And there's my cucumber, my noodles. Okay. And you can put as much or as little as you like. They can be fat or they can be skinny. Totally up to you. And a little piece of lettuce because the other one was causing me grief. Okay. All right. Now, whilst we've been doing that, the rice paper softened. But it hasn't softened to the point that it'll rip. And that will happen if you leave it soaking in water. Okay, so we just folded the sides and then we grab the edge closest to you and with your fingers do a tight roll and keep rolling until the end. And here is another one. And with practice, the more you do, the better they look because the very first that I did looked horrendous. They were like falling apart on the sides. My rice paper was ripped, and this is because I kept it, I will soak it for too long. And here's ones that I made earlier that I have been dying to eat because I haven't had dinner actually, so this will be my dinner later. So there you go. Now, I said before, this particular recipe says to make a peanut sauce. I really don't like peanuts, and I wasn't going to make it because I'd be left with all this peanut sauce that no one would eat. So you can make that peanut sauce. If you do, let me know if you like it. if not, just do any kind of dipping sauce. And there's one on Cookie Dough that I really like. If you go into the recipe called Fresh Prawn Spring Rolls, it's actually with rice paper rolls. They have an awesome dipping sauce there as well that for these. All right, well, that's me. Now, that's the rice paper rolls. And I have one more to show you, and then I'm done. Okay. So there is our fried rice, and we're going to mix that together with, if I can find my spatula, here it is. Okay, we're going to mix that in here. I've only got one still at the moment. I have done 3 demos recently, and I have left spatulas at every demo. So I think I have to buy an extra spatula. All right, can you see that? Look at the consistency. Isn't it beautiful? And the colors are stunning. So that is a perfect fried rice consistency. And then we just mix that together. Actually, before we mix it, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And this is just going to add beautiful flavor. I'm going to add 1.5 because I think this is dark soy sauce. Yeah, I'll do 1.5. And a tablespoon of Shaoxing wine. So for those of you who are overseas like Michelle, I think you could find these in the Asian section of your big supermarkets. Okay, so you guys should see my kitchen right now. It is the biggest mess because I'm being really disorganized. And we're going to add some bean sprouts to this and some spring onion, chopped spring onion. Throw that in there. And I'm going to grab something else to mix this. Okay, so then you want all this, you know, the Shaoxing wine and the soy sauce all mixed through nicely, which I will do later because I won't hold you whilst I'm doing that. But basically, this is what it looks like. And it smells amazing and it is really delicious. So highly recommend you try this one. So that's me. If you have that whilst the others are presenting. And next we're going to Elia, who's going to make us her favourite turmeric latte.
Hi guys, sorry I'm losing my voice. So today I'm making the fresh ginger and turmeric paste, and then with that paste I'm going to make a turmeric latte. So usually when I make the paste, I've got this like Tupperware, you know, ice cube container, and I keep them in there. So I've still got 2 little squares from my last batch, but yeah, it fits perfect in one of these, and then every time I need one, I pop it out. So this is awesome. Every time I feel like I'm getting sick, I'll make the turmeric, lemon and ginger tea, and it fills one of these, and I love it cold. So I'll put it in the fridge, and then I have iced tea, and you know, I take it to work and everything, and I seriously feel better all the time. Like I, you know, avoid getting sick, and I feel like this turmeric ginger stuff helps. And I love the latte as well, so I'll be making that too. So the first thing we need is turmeric. So fresh turmeric. So I cut it, and obviously your fingers go a little bit yellow, but I don't mind. I'm a high school teacher, and every time, like the next day I'll go to school and the kids are always asking me why my fingers are yellow. So I always feel like it's a good little learning segment, you know, fresh ginger, fresh turmeric, and you know, we go on about a little tangent. So we've got 50 grams of turmeric, fresh ginger, coconut oil, 60 grams of coconut oil. It's starting to melt because it's warmer now. And then some black pepper. It actually says 1 to 2 teaspoons of black pepper, but I never put like 2 teaspoons. I feel like that might be too much, but I'll just throw in a good chunk. And we're going to mix it for a few seconds on speed 7. Just going to chop it up. I'll scrape it down and I'll chop it up again, and I'll show you what it looks like once I scrape it down. Now, it doesn't matter too much because I will strain it. So I will show you. So it's chopped it up, you can see. But like I said, I end up straining it anyway into here, and then for my latte as well. So if there is just a few chunks, it doesn't matter. So I'm adding 2 tablespoons of water. And then without the measuring cup, it's just going to cook for 5 minutes. So while it's cooking for 5 minutes, someone else can present, and then I will come back. But until, let's put that on. But I just want to say, so once I have my tea, I actually made jellies, turned them into jellies. I always love making the passion fruit gummies that's on Cookie Dough, and they always come out of the silicone molds perfectly. The other day I just made a different recipe. Joe Witten's life-changing book, and it used honey and whatever juice you have. So that's why I used my tea and some gelatin powder. But I felt like I probably added a bit too much tea, so they didn't come out as good. But they were still like, you know, they still came out in cute little shapes. And this is, you know, yeah, like a good little immune booster for him. So yeah, so if you want to go to the next person, and we'll come back after the paste is ready.
Okay, thanks Elliot for that and all those tips. They were amazing. Okay, so we'll move over to Valentina, who's going to show us avocado dressing.
Hi guys, I'm back again. So we're going to do the avocado dressing to go with the broccoli. So we're going to need 6 sprigs of fresh coriander. So I popped the, so it says, and it needs to be cut into thirds, so stalks and leaves only, cut into thirds. So I'll just pop that in there. We'll also need 1 garlic clove. So we're going to pop that into the mixing measuring cup and lid. And we're going to blitz that on speed 7 for 3 seconds. So I'll just show you what it looks like. So that's it there, blitzed for 3 seconds. So we just need to scrape down the sides. So now we're going to add the flesh of 1 avocado. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of Greek style natural yogurt. Okay. And then 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. Okay. We're also going to add 40 to 60 grams of lemon juice. I like it a bit lemony, so I'll add 60 grams. Just under. So it's usually roughly around 1 lemon, so freshly squeezed 1 lemon. It says 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. So I'll just add 1/2 teaspoon. Sorry, just grab my teaspoon. Fine. Then we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. Sorry, wrong size. Okay. And then 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper. Okay. Now we're going to pop that back on, and we're going to mix that up for 10 seconds on speed 8. Okay. I'll just show you what that looks like. So that's that in there. So we're just going to scrape down the sides again. Smells beautiful. Okay, oops, some food as well. I'm just going to rinse it again for another 10 seconds on speed 8. So we're just going to check the consistency of it. If you don't like the consistency of it, you can actually blend it for a little bit more. It still looks a bit chunky, so I might just blend it for another few more seconds. So before you do blend it for a bit more, just scrape down the sides again.
And Valentina, whilst you do that, I've got to get the jackfruit out of the oven.
Okay.
Hang on. So this is what it looks like so far. And then what you're supposed to do is grab a fork and then just mix it so it's got that, you know, that shredded look to it. My husband just walked in the kitchen and said, oh, that smells good. I said, little do you know, this is not meat. He doesn't know. Okay, and then that just goes back in the oven for another 10 minutes. And then we let it cool, and then it's ready for our filling. So back to Valentina.
Okay, so I'm happy with that consistency. So once that's done, I'll just pour it in a bowl and I'll show you what it looks like. I'll just pour it a little bit in the bowl. So that's the dressing in there. And it smells absolutely beautiful. So you just use the broccoli, dip it in the actual dressing, and it just goes wonderfully. And that's it. Back to you, Sandra.
Awesome, Valentina. Thanks for that. That's something I haven't tried, but it's something on my to-do list for sure. Okay, so we're going to go over to Mary, who's going to show us mango muesli. I've got everyone around me. Even the cat is around my legs.
Because there's something happening, that's why, because there's a video. All right, guys, mine will be super quick. So mango muesli is really, really delicious. It's an easy breakfast. It doesn't take long. It takes 6 seconds to blend. So 40 grams of desiccated coconut. I've got shredded, so I'm just going to use shredded coconut. Then we've got almonds, so 40 grams. And we've got dates. Now, a little tip with the dates, these are medjool dates. Medjool dates are a lot softer. If you don't have medjool dates though, or you don't want to pay for them because they are more expensive, you can buy the dried dates just from the nut section in Woolies or Coles, and you can boil water and sit them in boiled water, I think for probably like 10 minutes, and they soften up. But the medjool dates are really nice and soft. So I like to use those ones. It's a little bit over, but that's okay. And then 260 grams of frozen mango. This has been sitting out for a little while, so it's not as frozen as it would be normally, but that's okay. All right, now we just chuck it all in, put the lid on, 6 seconds on speed 6. And we're done. So I've put a little bit of yogurt in a glass with some berries. I just use the coconut yogurt because I am dairy free, but you could use Greek yogurt if you wanted to. See, because the mango was not frozen enough, it's a bit gluggy, so it's not normally that mushed. Normally it's more chunky, which is really nice, but that's okay. And then you just pop the mango muesli on top. And that's it. Once you break your dessert, it's delicious. So, all done.
Thanks, Mary. That looks so delicious. No wonder you're licking your fingers.
I dropped some, so you know, I have to clean up.
Okay, so Carolyn, you ready to show us your soup? And then we'll go to Elia.
Yep. So, sorry, I didn't realise the machine's turned off. So it's now, that's cooked, and I'll show you what that looks like. So you can see the mushrooms are all, they're still a little bit firm, the mushrooms, so, but it's really nice texture difference. So from that, after that, we're just going to add in 70 grams of cherry tomatoes. These are small, so I've just cut them in half, pop them in, and then that's just going to cook again for 2 minutes. And then once that's cooked, we're done, and you can serve that up. So that's me done. Thanks, Sandra.
Awesome. Show us what it looks like in the end. Nicely plated up. Okay, back to Elia.
Hi. So I made a paste. It looks like that. I don't want to tip it. So that's just cooling. In the meantime, I'm now gone to the turmeric latte recipe, and I've added some almond milk, maple syrup, and I just used one of the ones I had left in here. And I always love sprinkling ground cinnamon as well in there, and that's just cooking. It only takes 5 minutes, and then we can froth it up. It's only got a minute left now, and then I love putting it into a see-through mug because you know, it's yellow and it looks awesome. Now remember though, when you drink a turmeric latte or the tea, you'll always get a yellow mustache. So if you take it to work, yeah, make sure that, you know, you check, because one day I spent the whole day drinking this, and then when I, you know, went to the bathroom, I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed, and no one told me. So always, yeah, check. But yeah, so there's also a golden latte recipe on Cookie Do by Louise Keats, and she uses, like, if you don't want to make the paste, even though, trust me, the paste is so awesome to keep in your freezer for whenever you just want, you know, one, but there's the recipe where you use fresh ginger and fresh turmeric, but you can also use the powder stuff as well. So yeah, if you don't have the paste, you can still enjoy a golden latte or a turmeric latte at home. Yeah, so we are going to froth it up, 30 seconds, speed 5. And then I'm going to strain it. And we'll see how cool it looks. For the purposes of this Zoom, I will stop it after 20 seconds. So, like, waiting 30 seconds just feels like forever when people are watching you. But it looks amazing. I'm going to strain it through here. And that's it. Have a look. How cool is that color? I don't know if you can see actually, but it's a pretty cool yellow. Yeah, so delicious. Definitely try it. Keep it in your freezer. If you start feeling sick, pop one out. I love the tea, but I love it cold, so I'll make it, have a mug of the hot tea and then put it in the freezer, in the fridge. But I also love the latte. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Elia, and all those awesome tips. And we'll keep in mind the mustache as well. Thank you for letting us know. Last one, we're heading over to Tamara, who's going to do a favourite in her house, which is the hazelnut crunch bliss balls.
Hey everyone, how you all going? So I am going to make the hazelnut crunch bliss balls. They have become a favourite in our kitchen purely for the fact that I don't know if anybody else has been like me, but I've eaten too much chocolate bars during lockdown. So I literally make these at the start of the week. They literally take 5 minutes to make, and then they just sit in the fridge for half an hour. They do last at least a week when you do make them. So let's start. So all we need is 50 grams of flax seeds, a tablespoon of coconut oil, and 100 grams of peanuts. And then we're just going to mix them for 1 minute. So as you can see, they're all literally blended up. So we're just going to scrape the side of that down. We blend them again for 30 seconds on speed 4. So we're just going to scrape the bowl again. So as you can see, it's just getting finer each time. Okay, so we're going to add your peanuts, 80 grams, toasted hazelnuts, 100 grams, your pitted dates, 90. I'm going to whack them in like that. 1 tablespoon of tahini. One to 2 tablespoons of rice malt. It's totally up to you. I do about 1.5 tablespoons, just to give it that taste. Then we do 1 tablespoon of honey. Then we add in 30 grams of cacao powder. And then we blend it again for 10 seconds. Oh, sorry. I was
Tamara is doing that, I want to show you from the Eat Well book as well. There's quite a few bliss ball recipes in there. We've got coconut and beetroot balls. My daughter calls them lamington balls because they actually taste like lamington. So really highly recommend that one. Carrot cake bliss balls as well. Again, they do taste just like carrot cake. I haven't tried the nutty matcha balls. If anyone has, let us know. But yeah, some really good bliss ball recipes from this collection that you can get from Cookie Dough or get it from the book. Over to you again, Tamara. Sorry.
Yeah. So there we go. That's our mix for the bliss balls. So what we're going to do now, just grab a tablespoon, grab a mixture, pop it in your hand. And we just shape them into little balls. But it's totally up to you guys. You can eat them like that. Whoops. Or you can roll them in some sesame seeds and just coat them. You can also do them in coconut as well, or you can also wrap them in some more cacao as well. So there you go, all done. Back to you, Sandra. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much, Tamara. I'm going to call my daughter over here. She's eating the rice paper rolls. Come here.
Yep.
She won't come. But when I told her, so do you like a pulled pork? She said, yeah. And I said, it's not really pulled pork, it's fruit. She goes, what? And I go, yeah, it's this. And she goes, oh, is that how you did? Is that how you went?
The mixture of fruit.
Yes, it's fruit. Yeah, so she's quite amazed.
Shocked.
Shocked. Sorry, her word is shocked. So do you approve? They're nice? Good. Okay, awesome. All right, ladies, we're finished. And gents, sorry, I'm not sure if there are any gents on today. We're finished. I hope you really enjoyed the dishes that we presented to you tonight. We're going to send you links. I'll be sending you recipe links to all these recipes. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. Keep a lookout for photos. We'll all be posting these photos on our Facebook groups and Instagram. If you're not connected to one of my consultants in my team, get in touch with me and I can send you those photos. But you'll definitely, everyone on the call today will get an email with links to the recipes, okay?
Can I just say two things? Sorry.
Sorry, Carolyn. No, who, what? Yes.
No, sorry. I was just going to say with the bliss balls, if you push for time and you don't want to roll them either, you can just press them into like a lamington tin and make it a slice instead of bliss balls. I was going to say that before, sorry.
I love that tip because that's there's a recipe that's exactly like that on Cookie Dough as well, where you just roll it out flat and then you just cut it into squares. It makes it really easy because yeah, rolling them does take a while sometimes. Thanks, Mary. Awesome tip. Okay, and that's it, ladies. So thank you again for coming and keep a lookout for our upcoming cooking classes.
See you, Sandra.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. I don't know. I've got two cameras going. It's hard to know which one to look into, but I hope the recording worked out well this time. Oh, thank you, everyone. So glad you could all come along. These cooking classes wouldn't be possible without you. Okay. Awesome. Okay, I'll just log out of here.
Well done, ladies. Another job. Well done.
Oh, thanks, Tina.
Yay. Very nice.
It melts too quickly.
Oh.
Especially because I got it out beforehand because I had to put my son to bed. So I was like, I'll have everything ready. I didn't realise I was at the end, like, and I shoved it in 5 minutes before.
And it's hot too, so.
Yeah, and it wasn't frozen enough, so it like turned part smoothie, but it's okay. It still tastes delicious.